Arsenal Fan TV, time for the player ratings today, and trust me, it ain't pretty today. First of all, let me get straight into it. Petr today. I thought the final goal went through his legs, could probably have done better, but you know what? It was almost like one man against the world today. So I don't want to over-criticise him. I'm going to give him 5 out of 10, Petr. Not his greatest performance. He wasn't... No, 6 out. Let me give him 6 because, as I said, it was almost like one man against the world. At right back, Hector Bellerin, again, didn't show any energy, no forward runs, all the stuff that we love about Bellerin. I didn't see any of it today. Hector Bellerin, 4 out of 10. On the other side, Nacho Monreal, left back, I thought he was one of the few Arsenal players that was trying his heart out, was winning second balls, was making a big effort. For me, I'm going to give Nacho Monreal a 6 out of 10. Now we move to the two centre-halves. First of all, starting off with Mertesacker. Very, very poor today. I mean, some of the sloppy work that he did was absolutely unbelievable. No leadership from him as well. Didn't cope with the conditions. The wind was swirling around. Just didn't deal with the conditions very well. For me, 3 out of 10. Laurent Koscielny, best centre-back in the country, bar none. But if you would have just come along to this game for the first time today and watched Laurent Koscielny play, you'd say, actually, he's probably one of the worst centre-backs in the league because he was absolutely terrible tonight. It was so un-Koscielny-like because he's been brilliant. But for today, 2 out of 10. Terrible Koscielny. Just in front of him, Mathieu Flamini, for me, he was brilliant against Manchester City. He has been playing well in that position, but that thing called age caught up with him today. He just looked slow, ponderous, just moved it sideways and got bullied by Wanyama. 4 out of 10 for Flamini. Next to him, Aaron Ramsey. Listen, he's one of the few players who tried to make something happen. Didn't make anything happen, but he tried to make something happen. I'm going to give Ramsey a 5 out of 10. Mesut Ozil. Not a very good performance by Mesut Ozil. Just could not get into the game, was closed down. Just seemed to lack energy today. You know, he's one of those players that I think maybe he was out having some Christmas turkey yesterday. 4 out of 10 for Mesut Ozil. Probably one of his worst performances so far this season. Just could not get into the game. Theo Walcott. Non-existent again. There was one time he went on a little bit of a run. Tried in patches, but just not good enough from a player that against Manchester City, he was brilliant. Where did it go? Where were you? 4 out of 10 for Theo Walcott. Joel Campbell today, very, very poor, sloppy, gave the ball away, lacked energy. I mean, he looked like a player out there today that was absolutely knackered, that shouldn't even have been playing. 3 out of 10 for Joel Campbell. Poor performance. Up front, Olivier Giroud may as well not even have been playing. Got knocked a couple of times by the very physical Southampton players closing him down, rolling around on the floor, holding his head. It's just not good enough, Giroud. I was blowing the trumpet, bigging this guy up because he's got it. But it's on days like this why he gets the criticism that he gets. Games like that. You can't just be up for Manchester City. And that goes for Theo as well and a lot of the other players. You can't just be up for those big games. You've got to be up for these as well. Because you know what? When you come to these places, they're up for it. This is their cup final. You know what I mean? They know the TV's on. They're super up for it. Giroud weren't up for it today. 2 out of 10. Poor performance. Oxlade-Chamberlain came on. Made no impact really. Didn't really have a lot of time to do anything. So 5 out of 10. Callum Chambers came on, showed me that I don't think he's ready for that defensive midfielder position. Tried, I suppose, trying to come straight into the game is going to be difficult, but he was sloppy. 4 out of 10. And Iwobi not on long enough really for me to give him a mark. So 5 out of 10 for Iwobi. Manager today, well, can I blame the manager? I'm sure that manager, Arsene Wenger, must be sitting in there at the moment screaming at the players that, you know what, you've just let yourselves down. You've let the Arsenal fans down. They've travelled all the way down here. There's no trains going back at this time of night on Boxing Day. So they've all had to drive, spend a lot of money to come here. You've let all of them down. And you've let me, the manager, down as well. Because after what you did on Monday, the discipline, the hard work, you came here today and you bottled it. So I'm going to give the manager 5 out of 10. Because you know what? There wasn't even really nothing he could do to change it. But manager, you must go out in January and buy a couple of players. We can't, if we're going to win the league, we can't rely on players coming back off of injuries. We've seen the setbacks recently to Welbeck. We've seen that there's other players that are going to be out for a long time. Don't take any chances. There's a player playing there, Wanyama. Go and get him. He'd be perfect right now. A player of the calibre of Mane. Go and get him. Strengthen that bench so that in games like this, where the team's obviously not at it, you've got something that can freshen it up properly. I've got to rate the fans today, and you know what? Fans are getting marked down as well today. Too many fans, when that third goal went in, left, started leaving. I understand the frustration. I understand the fact that you want to beat the traffic. It's very late at night and you want to get back. You know what? There's some clubs, like these guys included, that they see a lot of that. They see a lot of poor performances. They see a lot of defeats. Try and stay to the end. Stay to the end. Support your team. We got to get behind them. We got to, you know, listen, it was all great on Monday, but games like this happen as well. You got to get behind them as well. Fans today, where was the singing when the second goal went in? So we kind of gave up as well. I know it's very frustrating because there was nothing much to get behind, but we're Arsenal. We've got to get behind our team. We've got to get behind this. Fans today, 4 out of 10. Bad performance by Arsenal. Chance of bounce back against Bournemouth. But those are player ratings. What do you think? Leave your comments below. Let me know what your player ratings were. I don't know if he was as harsh as me today. I don't know if I'm being too harsh, but that's the way I saw it. Poor.
The goal went in, the first goal went in. Theo, with all of his pace, had a chance to close that ball down. Did nothing, stood there and watched. And people might say to me, "Oh yeah, but it's a worldie of a shot. What can you do about it?" You know, I hate saying this, but Danny Rose, Czech Tiote, Michael Essien, you know, these